Hello, everybody. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Man, this is it's gonna be a long game. This might be the longest series I'll have on my channel, but we'll see. Alrighty then, so Van Zeeks, we are now just seeing our next two witnesses. Witnesses, please state your names and occupations for the courts. Excuse me, my mouse does not seem to be focused on the game. He does not look like a real cop, to be quite honest. He's chewing on his straps. Constable Roy Beats, sir. Nothing to report on the street, sir. Oh, he's a real one. He's just a strange one. Oh, he's very sleepy, is he? And I Miss B. Patricia. Is that how you say? Patricia? I'm going with that. Patricia is my name. I'm proud to say this young town's hero's wife. What's the story here? Well, in truth, we've not been married long. In fact, we celebrated our first anniversary only the other day. What is up with this dude? No. It was your husband I was talking about. He seems tired. Hardly surprising. Whilst being an honorable occupation, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world. Oh, really? I'm sure I've heard this before, actually. Indeed. Apart from rare days off, our gallant officers trudge some 20 miles a day, you know? They patrol boarding houses and pubs, collecting taxes, survey the streets, check the meters are reading true. And they're responsible for keeping the streets clean, lighting, and extinguish our street. They need to separate these jobs. There are a number of items that are on the list that didn't sound much like policing duties at all. They really don't. You can honestly split that up. I wouldn't just be falling asleep on my feet. I have collapsed long ago. These guys must be really fit. But it goes without saying that a policeman's primary duty is the apprehension of criminals. Even when he's off duty, a constable is expected to investigate and resolve any crimes on his beat. For the London Bobbie is a man of honor. I see that. I see much honor in there. And a man of slumber. On the day in question, this man and his wife were walking down Briar Road in the opposite direction, and they witnessed the incident as it occurred. Is that not correct, Mr. and Mrs. Beats? That's right, sir. Isn't it really? Constable Roy Beats, sir. Nothing to report on the street, sir. What a great witness he's going to be. I think the woman is the witness. Very good. I'd like to hear your formal testimonies now, please. You will tell the court exactly what you saw in the afternoon of the incident. Yes, sir. Is he? Is he gonna tell us? What? The witness saw. Alright, tell me what you got. It was our wedding anniversary and Rolly was taking me out for a meal. There was no time to change after work. Anyway, two silhouettes appeared out of the fog on the pavement road in front of us. All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor and then the other scattered something before running off. We ran straight over, of course, and when we went to help at a nearby police box, it was definitely that Japanese man in the dock. Rolly and I both saw him clear as day. He said nothing. He's no witness. Well, this is extremely compelling testimony, I must say. Oh dear, this policeman and his wife are claiming to have positively identified Mr. Natsume at the scene. If the testimony is true, the alternative course of events that you established in the summation examination will be quashed. It's death knell in fact, because the alternative was never viable in the first place. What an unfortunate bechancing. What is it? Bechancing? Bechancing. And on your wedding anniversary too. Oh, I know. But I still managed to get out for the evening with my man. I thank the Lord for that. Gosh, the life of a London Bobbie sounds very hard indeed. Indeed. However, This cross-examination will be over in minutes. You may well have time to rest this afternoon. What do you mean by that? My learned friend, the witnesses saw the face of the man fleeing of the scene. I don't think they said that. They are testifying under oath that it was without a doubt the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume. And one of these witnesses is a policeman, no less. So you appreciate the gravity of the situation, I'm sure. Except that the man's so tired, his wife has to do all the talking. Enough preamble. Counsel of defense. Commencing cross-examination, please. Yeah. Yes, my lord. Oh, boy. Gosh. Oh. Alright, let's see what these guys... Let me see what we can press out of them. Oh, them. Her. It was a wedding anniversary and Rolly was taking me out for a meal. There was no time to change after work. No time to change after work, you say? Are you also a member of the police, Miss Beat? Oh no, sadly not. It's a job for strapping young men only. Women, children, and elderly can't even apply. Well, I think you could probably say why children and elderly can't do the job, can't you? I think Rolly looks ever so handsome in his uniform. It suits you down the ground, don't you, darling? Huh? What? I just finished my beats. Pat and I were heading back to the station. I was actually planning on getting changed here. Is he talking about... Is he talking in his sleep? This is creepy. Well, no, Rolly and I much prefer you in uniform. Sometimes I don't recognize you when I see you in plain clothes. Oh dear, that doesn't seem healthy. Yeah, she has a thing for the uniform, it seems. And adhere to the point, you were going for a meal after you had finished your beats for the day, correct? That's right, sir. Yes, although I was fit to drop, to be honest, after spending the whole day on my feet. But policing is my life, sir. As long as I'm proud owner of this, I'll serve my city and queens to the end. What's that, just now? My warrants card, sir. Proof that I'm a London copper. It has been noble founding principles of the force written on it as a reminder to all us policemen of our sworn duty to patrol the streets of London, down and uphold the peace of the common man. Sir, and for such a noble cause, I cover 20 miles every single day without fail and without gump. Because I know that the plumbing of my boots is all Londoners need to feel safe and secure. So, fighting crime doesn't appear to come to it then. But sir, just on that one particular day, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Mrs. B puts up with a lot of being married to a Bobbie like me. I wanted to show my dear wife how much I care. So he's awake now. Oh, Pat. Oh, Riley. Oh, what a charming couple. Their young love is such a joy to behold. A little over the top, perhaps. And then kindly describe what happened next. Anyway, two silhouettes appeared up the fog on the pavement road in front of us. Two silhouettes. That's right. They were coming towards us, walking up Briar Road in the opposite direction. Oh gosh, I'm actually really hungry during this recording for all of a sudden. It's kind of hard for me to keep up voices. Alright, so this is what we're seeing. We're seeing two figures and a man. Okay. Oh yeah, they're walking against them. Okay. There was a rather plump figure followed by a scrawny, thin-looking man. That does sound exactly like the victim as pictured in the print. And like Mr. Natsume. Yes, unfortunately it does. And you're certain that at the time there's nobody else nearby. I'm sorry, I yawned and I have no idea whether I slurred that entire sentence. Oh yes, quite certain. It was dark, but there are streetlights on Briar Road, you see? There was nobody else around at all. Isn't that right, my darling? Oh gosh, he's like a toy. You just pull his string and he'll talk. What? Yeah, that's right. Of course. There was a light on the fog ground. Briar Road is dead straight and you can see fairly long way on the pavement. There was a street lighting as well. I didn't see any other pedestrians. Before sleep takes firm hold, your answer, please, Mr. Beat. Are you quite sure sure of what you just said? Yes, sir. As a copper who spends all day every day keeping watch in the streets, I'd swear to it, sir. I'm as sure as my love for Patricia, it's true. Oh, Pat. Oh, Riley. I think I said their name backwards. Oh, well. They're still maintaining there was still no one else around when the other victim was attacked her. It's starting to seem like that must be how it really happened. It's beginning to seem like there's nowhere else to run. Well, that didn't stop Mr. Natsume, did it? He fled the scene all too convincingly. Thank you. I believe we have a reasonably clear idea of the situation just before the incident now. What happened in the crucial moment that followed? All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor and the other scattered something before running off. Alright, let's hear more about that. Scattered something. What do you mean by that? Oh, well, I couldn't quite make out what it was at the time. But then, we got closer and we realized what it was. Didn't we, darling? Oh, goodness. What? Oh, yes, that's right. It was some old books. I see. Old books. Yes, sir. The culprit had dropped a number of them all around where the victim laid on the pavement. Indeed, as clearly pictured in the photographic print. The rotten Japanese man did that when he did the deed. Let's not forget that it remains to be established that the defendant was indeed the attacker. But we saw him. It was the man in the dock without a question, sir. The mustache, the hunchback, the cat-like eyes, the taut mouth and snub nose, everything. Do we know anyone else of that description? The cat eyes. He fits that very, very well. Yeah, I don't see anyone else. We don't even have that weird flamboyant guy. Any more insults you like to throw in? That's right. He looked down at the poor defenseless woman with those terrifying intense eyes. And then suddenly threw his books onto the pavement and ran away. I see. This is tough. They seem as though they're telling the truth here. May I remind you, the court that is unambiguous testimony comes from a policeman and his wife. Now please continue. Yes! And he's listening. Just like that. We ran straight over, of course, and then went for help at the nearby police post. Hold it! Was it your husband who went to fetch help? No, I went. I may not be a police officer myself, but I am a proud wife of one after all. Isn't that right, my darling? Huh? Yeah. Ah, yes, that's right. I asked Mrs. Beak to go. I was off duty by that point. But the Bobby never truly off duty, of course. He is felt and obliged to stay guard at the scene. Very laudable, Mr. Beak. Preserving the scene of a crime is a task considerable importance. That's why I sent Patricia, you see. I told her where to find the right police box. Forgive my ignorance, but what do you mean exactly by the right police box? Depends on the crime's location, you see, as to who deals with it. Where the woman was stabbed wasn't actually on my beat. So I told Patricia the way to the police box for the beat the incident fell under so she could go for and report it. I ran there quickly as I could, and I asked for help from the Bobby on duty. There's nothing more potent than a young couple in love working together, you know. And thanks to your swift response, the case was quickly resolved. The actions of two model citizens. Oh, please, you're making us blush, isn't he, darling? Yes, sir. What Patricia said, sir. And gone. He's gone right there. Let's move on, shall we? Alright, I haven't really found any holes yet. It was definitely the Japanese man in the dock. Ron and I saw him clear as day. Hold it! Did you, though? Did you? But surely you wouldn't have been able to see his face by the light of the gas streetlights, wouldn't? We absolutely could. Us engineers have exceptional eyesight. I have you know. They have very shining eyes, I see. Right. The light from the street lamp was more than enough, and my husband has already told you that the fog was only light, didn't he? Ah, yes. And what of the fog? We're famous for it across the globe, I believe. And it's an absolute menace to those of us who have to live in it, of course. Oh, it is. Oh, it is. When it's thick, you can't even see the hand at the end of your own arm. Yes, alright. I take your point. Now, can you stop shaking your husband about? The constant fog makes our eyes very sharp, you see. That's why we can tell you for sure and certain that it was that Japanese man we saw. Can we, darling? Do they have good eyesight? Huh? What? Ah, yes! It was like no mistake. The mustache, the hunchback, the cat eyes, the taut mouth, the snub nose. Unmistakable, sir. As far as this couple's testimony is concerned, there can't be any question. It was Soseki-san they saw running away from the scene of the crime. So that's it, is it? That's the entire testimony. What do you think, Mr. Naruto? Well, I hate to admit it, but on hearing the testimony, it really does seem as though Mrs. Beats saw what they saw. Mr. Natsume running away from the scene on Briar Road that day. Yes, I feel the same. So if that's true, where does it leave us? The members of the jury are sure to call a guilty verdict after this testimony. Oh no, what do we do? If Kazuma-sama were here, what are you trying to say? I think he would try to find a contradiction somewhere else in their testimony. What do you mean, somewhere else? The statement about seeing Mr. Natsume is unequivocal. Calling that into question won't help. But if you can identify some other part of the testimony which appears to contradict the facts, you might be able to discredit them to make the jury doubt if their pair of memory is accurate. Alright. Put simply, we must focus on finding a discrepancy in these statements somewhere. If we don't, I'm afraid the trial may reach an early and unfavorable conclusion. Why do I always seem to be put up against it? My reading skills is not up to par today, it seems. Mr. Lawyer, sir, can I ask you something? Oh, yes, of course. What is it? Well, you keep asking us all these questions about everything we've told you, so... It seems like you don't believe our testimony. Is that right, is it? What? No. It's really not that at all. My husband is a policeman, remember? And I know what I saw. I remember every last detail, everything, like... Oh, I know. What about the books the man dropped? I can tell you the names of every single one. I could. Every single one. That would be very helpful. And you dare to question how reliable my testimony is? That won't do, Mr. Bisbee. No, it won't do at all. The Japanese lawyer has no idea that I'm capable of. Even if I decide to forgive him for insulting us, don't think for a minute that really won't. I really didn't mean to cause you offense. Please, put your husband's fist down. Perhaps you would like the opportunity to supplement your testimony, Miss Beach? Might that appease you? Oh, thank you, my lord. That would settle things nicely. Well, this is just helping us, though. She's gonna say something for sure that we can use to help us. What is it, darling? Oh, he's just gone. He's just out of it. Alright, what are you gonna add? I can even tell you names of books that he dropped at the scene. Alright, tell us. Go for it. Yes. We know that there were books dropped at the scene of the crime, as you say. Those purchased by the accused at the nearby secondhand bookshop on the day in question. After I'd been to the police box for help, I decided to have a good look over the area for good measure. I'm a parapolicewoman after all. I did it for Rolly. And what was your husband doing at the time? Oh, he was lying face down in the cell getting some well-deserved rest. He works ever so hard, you know. Ever so hard. Don't you, my darling? Interesting way of guarding the scene of the crime. Well, Mr. Beach, seeing as you've regaled the court with the tale of their power of recollection, would you be so kind to recount the titles of the books you observed at the scene? I'd be happy to. Now, are we all listening? There were the picture of Molson somebody or other. What's it yearning? All right, is that leaning into what we saw here? Yeah, most of the picture of that. Okay, that checks out. Then there was a meal for someone, and the last one was definitely the thingamajig or something. Wow, such strong memory you have there. You got the meal and then Canterbury yearnings. Well, you kind of got it, I guess. You see? Yes. I see there are 1 or 2 holes in your memory. Oh well, they're along those lines, I'm quite sure. There were indeed books found at the scene, titles along those lines, as you put it. Well, what did I tell you? So I think it very mean the way you've been implying that my testimony can't be trusted. Don't you agree, darling? He's got a gun! Anyone who accepts my Patricia will have me to answer to. Please put the gun down. Oh, good, thank goodness. Terrifying. Yes. She really is. So that's it then. That's our entire testimony. What do you think, Mr. Naruto? Alright, this is just a repeat of exactly what we just witnessed like a second ago. Let me see. Yeah, she's gonna say the same thing. It's kind of weird that they put those right next to each other. Alright. Alright, well. I wonder if we have to press them all again just to find a reaction. Because I remember from the last case, I pressed every single one of them and I didn't get a reaction. But I had to press a specific one a second time to get a reaction. Alright, alright. Let's see what we can gather from here. We got books here that I cannot read the names of, so that's not so helpful. We got a large knife. And open up the knife, you see that it has no point to it, which is a bit odd. We got a case file, Greenland Star early 20s, pavement on Briar Road, east side. Reporting officer is Raleigh Beat, exactly him. Young woman rendered unconscious following the stab. Well, it says reporting officer is Raleigh Beat, but it's not really him. The victim remains unconscious. Her name is gleaned from the personal effects. Other details are known. Apart from the single stab wound with a large knife, they say it was seen running away by reporting officer and was sexually arrested the following day. Alright, I don't know how much that would really consider to be such a contradiction because the wife saw it, not the reporting officer. Alright, so we got that second notebook, huh? Blah 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 blah. Customer Mr. Natsume, February 17, 445. What's the date of this case file? We have a date? I guess we don't. And we got the map here. Alright, well, let us see. It was our wedding anniversary. Rolly was taking with me out for a meal. Let's just press everything. We're gonna rush it through to see to make sure we get a reaction. Deadly not, shopping man, blah blah blah. But yeah, this is pretty much the part of the game where we just gotta spend our options, I guess. Yeah, we can look at her, but she's not gonna say anything quite of yet. It's kind of gonna be a guess of what it could be. I don't really have a faster way of skipping this other than pressing A and accidentally pressing something. Oh, but you know what? My throat, my voice needs a moment to rest. Doing the like raspily voice kind of hard on me, that's for sure. It could be just today because I went out for a run, and that could be why. All right, so let's see. Nothing new. Nothing just seems here. Yes, I get it. But yes, we get it. You two love each other. I know there's gonna be. I know I won't skip a reaction by accident. Well, I know if I do, my controller vibrates when there's a reaction. That's what happened in the last one. Alright, two silhouettes in front of us. The fog. All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor. The other scattered, running off. Alright. We went straight over, of course, and we went to help into a nearby police box. There's definitely a Japanese man in the dock. We saw him clear as day. I can't even tell you the names of the 4 books he dropped at the scene. Maybe let's press this again. Because that has to be something I could use. Wait, did you say 4 books? I have to look at that again. I think she said 4 books. Were there 4 books? No, there was only 3 in the picture, right? 1, 2, 3. Let's see. I also want to make sure there's no reaction somewhere. All right, yeah. Let me go check that out. If there is not, if she didn't say 4 books, I'm pretty sure she said 4 books. It would have just been my eye. Tired eyes, reading things wrong. Plus, I am very thirsty now because I drank all my water while doing all these voices. No, I hope you guys are enjoying the series. This is a really fun game to play. I only got into the Ace Attorney series in the past year or 2 and played the first trilogy of them that was on the Switch, and it was so much fun. Alright, go back to that last one. There, see, I'm not crazy. She said 4 books. Alright, but we're going over, so I need to end this part here. So where we pick up, we're gonna present our contradiction. So thank you all so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and until then, guys, I will see you all later. Goodbye.